Hi, welcome back to my channel, Cook With Me, Sabrina B. In this video, I'm going to show you what I'm currently meal prepping, how I ingredient prep, and how these foods help me stay in flow throughout my week. In this video, I'm going to share with you how I meal prep, how I set myself up for the week so I can spend more of my time outside living life. You know what they don't tell you about having a YouTube channel? They don't tell you how hard it is, or like how much it reflects all of your insecurities, and then you're just sharing all of that with the world online. I've changed my outfit back and forth a million times because I'm I can already tell you this shirt is really cute, but these sleeves, am I really gonna be able to cook with this? You betcha. I need to sharpen this. And I feel more confident. That's all the makeup I ever wear. Now I have eyebrows, have lips. Okay, I'm ready. Yoo! Okay, now I feel ready. I feel complete. And pumpkin soup, and how pumpkin is an indigenous food, and it is something that is being very colonized today. These holidays are really based in consumerism. What are we really celebrating? And maybe we don't have to let go of holidays and demonize holidays, but how do we make them where they are in celebration of the earth and not wasteful and things like that? And been sharing a lot about how can we remember that pumpkin was an indigenous food. This is what our indigenous ancestors were eating and thriving on for millennia, and they were making soups and stews. And my prayer is that can we be the generation that is eating more pumpkin. So I'm gonna be making a pumpkin soup. I like to wash my hair on Saturdays. It's like a whole ritual. Exfoliate the skin, all the things, cutting my nails. So I feel very, very so fresh and so clean is the vibe. I don't follow this sort of trend of meal prep where you prep a bunch of stuff in 1 week and you eat it throughout the week. That doesn't work for me. I find that our food is alive, and after 4 or 5 days, it really loses that sort of life force. And so I like to cook or meal ingredient prep every few days, and then I will show you exactly how I do that. I also in this video want to share a few tips for how you can approach meal prep. The electricity just went out. Okay, electricity is back. So one, start with what you already have at home. Go through your pantry, your freezer, your refrigerator, and make a list. Make an inventory of what it is that you already have on hand. You're going to limit your food waste, and you're also gonna save money. So today I'm going to be making pumpkin soup. I'm going to freeze some bananas for my smoothie prep. I'm going to make chorizo de res. I'm gonna make salsa roja so that I have a delicious spicy condiment that I can literally eat with everything. So here are my ingredients. I have chile dulce, that's from my garden, onion, garlic, this chili powder that I will use in the chorizo, chile de árbol for the salsa roja, a can of tomatoes. Here I have a bunch of bananas that I allow to ripen so that they develop a good amount of sugar. And here is the pumpkin for the pumpkin soup. I'm gonna show you how to cut this. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to freeze a banana, and I always reuse the same Ziploc bags. So I wash them and I reuse them. So here we go. And I just lay them like nice and neat in the bag. It's gonna like wobble around a lot, so you wanna find the side that is the most stable. Next, what you're gonna do is you're gonna insert the tip of the knife here, and you're gonna rock your knife this way. Here, same thing, tip of the knife, rock it this way, tip of the knife, rock it this way, and then you're gonna, and this is gonna require some force, but not so much. So I'm going in with the tip of the knife. And I'm gonna use this part of my arm to hold it while pulling down. Pulling the knife out a little bit, going down. Now I'm holding here, and then pulling the knife out. I'm gonna do the same thing here. So you wanna go in. I'm using this elbow to hold it. And then gently rocking the knife down. Pulling the knife out. And repeating this process. Next, you want to try and wiggle these pieces apart, and it may not happen, so you might want to turn it around to the other side so you can see like I didn't cut it through all the way here. So I'm going to repeat that same process, and I'm just going to match it up with that side. And I'm going to look for the other cut was here, so I'm going to go here. Find that other side. Here. Here. Now I'm gonna try and pull one piece apart. And you need some strength to do this. Okay. I'm gonna cut through here. There we go, yay, sometimes that's all you need. And now I'm just gonna separate the pumpkin. Woo, look at that. Now I'm just gonna pull each section apart. And now I'm gonna take one section and I'm gonna cut it, let's see. I'm gonna cut it this way at an angle. I could cut it like this because I have more knife skills and more experience. I know I'm not gonna cut myself, and I'm afraid of like y'all at home. I just don't want anyone to get hurt. So I'm rocking the knife back and forth like this, and I'm just cutting it in half. So I'm just gonna repeat this process with the entire pumpkin, cutting it into more manageable pieces. My pumpkin is cut into more manageable pieces. I'm just going to scoop out the seeds with a spoon, and I'm gonna repeat this and do this with the entire pumpkin. Okay, so now that I've scooped the inside of all of the pumpkin, now there are recipes where you leave the skin. I prefer to remove the skin. So there's a few ways you can use a peeler, and you can just peel the outside, but the way that I like to do it is I just leave it on its side like this, and then I just cut around the skin like this, removing All the skin like that. Has been de-seeded and the skin removed. Now I'm just gonna chop this up into more manageable pieces. So, just like so. So here is all the pumpkin that's been cut. I'm gonna take half of this pumpkin and I'm gonna freeze it for another recipe. I'm gonna chop up all of the veg for a few different recipes. So for the pumpkin soup, I'm gonna use about 4 garlic cloves. I don't need to cut those. Actually, no, I'm gonna use 3. And then for the salsa roja, I'm gonna use 2. I don't need to cut that up. And then for the chorizo de res, I'm gonna mince all of this. And I like to organize everything on a plate, and I like to prep all the ingredients for every recipe at the same time. This saves me so much time and keeps me really organized as I'm cooking, because I'm not starting and stopping and da-da-da-da-da. I'm gonna prep everything, all the mise en place, as we say, everything in its place, so that when it comes time to do the actual cooking, I'm just ready to go. I have everything prepped, and all I need to do is just cook everything, a few recipes, all at the same time. So here I have my minced garlic. I'm gonna set it on this same plate like I mentioned. Next, I'm only gonna need about this much onion for the salsa roja. And then I'm gonna use not so much onion in the pumpkin soup because I don't want it to be sweet. Last time I made it, I put too much onion and it was super sweet. I want to keep it more like of a savory flavor. So here I have just a little bit of sliced onion that I'm going to use for the soup. And then for the chorizo de res, I'm going to mince this up pretty finely, the onion. And a tip for not crying when you're cutting onions is don't breathe in your nose. It's really helpful if you do not breathe through your nose. Also, using a sharp knife is helpful. Things like this, but yeah, if you're someone who's sensitive, you can also like cut the onion and rinse it off. That helps. But yeah, just don't breathe through your nose. Trick 2 for the onion is if you leave the onion to the last thing that you cook, this will also help to not water your eyes. So here I have these chili dulce, these bell pepper that I grew from seed. I don't know why, but they're super small. They weren't getting much bigger than this. Actually, they probably could have got a little bit bigger than this, but I was afraid that an animal was gonna get them, so I went ahead and I picked them. So these I'm just gonna cut in half. Remove the seed and the stem. And these I also want to cut really thin for the chorizo de res. So now that I have everything ready to go, I can start cooking. So for both recipes, I'm gonna put some olive oil. chorizo there is. And my garlic and my onion for the pumpkin soup. I'm also gonna add salt in this moment. This step is really important because you want to fry the spices and cook them, and this is really going to activate all of their flavor. Next, all you want to do is break up the meat, cook the meat, and break it up with the back of the fork gently, not to scrape the pan. And you're just going to cook this until the meat is cooked. And you're done with the chorizo. It's ready to eat. For the salsa roja, you want to add a little bit of oil to the pan. And you're going to fry the chiles, the onion, and the garlic just so that they get a little bit of color. The chilies are going to cook fast. So when they look like this, you're going to remove them and continue to fry the onion and garlic, and you just want to simmer the tomatoes for about 30 minutes. Here is the pumpkin soup. It's ready to be pureed. So the pumpkin soup is ready. All I'm gonna do is blend it up. Now I want to show you how I eat the chorizo de res. One way is I like to cook it with potatoes. This is a traditional way to eat chorizo, or with potatoes. So I have these baby potatoes, and I'm just slicing them thin and cooking them in a little bit of oil till they're cooked. And now I'm just going to add a few spoonfuls of the chorizo. Look how yummy. And I decided that I'm going to add the chorizo con papa with the soup. I've never tried this before, so I'm going to do a little mukbang bang, and I'm going to let you know what I think about it. Everything is very hot. It's going to be all right. But normally I'll just eat this soup. That's so good. Wow. It's so simple. And wow. Definitely be making this again for sure. Wow. Here is another recipe using the chorizo. So here I have a green plantain, and I am going to peel it. This is the easiest way to peel it. It can be tricky sometimes. So you want to cut it along the vein. on each side, and this is gonna actually really help with the peeling because sometimes the green plantain are hard to peel. So once you have it peeled, you want to just slice it thin. And I am going to cook this in a little bit of oil. And you know when they're done, when it's ready to flip, when it's like fork tender on one side. And when it's fork tender on one side, you could go ahead and turn them over. And they are so good just like this. I've been eating just one green plantain with salt, and like that will be a meal. I will just enjoy it so much. So here they are frying. This is what they look like. And after I take them out, I just heat up the chorizo in the same pan. And so I kind of invented this. I've never seen this before. Maybe I didn't invent shit, let's be real. I'm just putting the chorizo on top of the plantain like they're chips. I was like, oh, this could be like nachos. And I'm also going to pair it with some pickles that I made, with some spicy carrot and some spicy cauliflower. I like to make big batches of different pickles. I'll do a whole video on that someday. So here I am just putting the pickles, and I will finish it with a little bit of the salsa roja. And this, oh my goodness, I'm gonna tell you how much I enjoyed this. You are about to find out. This is so filling and so nourishing. I'm gonna be having this on repeat for sure. It's a big bite. Wow, so delicious. It almost tastes like a taco, honestly. It has all the flavors, textures even. Wow, so good. I hope you make it. What I love about meal prepping the chorizo de res is that as long as it sits, it just gets better. And although it may not be a perfectly authentic recipe of chorizo, what I've discovered through my research is different families use different spices. However, my recipe, the recipe I share with you, it has everything that you need for it to taste like really like chorizo. And I don't know if you can see the color here, but it does like make everything orange like chorizo does. And when we are getting the chorizo in like those tubes, they're putting a lot of crazy stuff in there. And you can make chorizo with really ground meat. You just need the spices. And this could be great for like a taco night or a burrito bowl or burritos. I scramble it with eggs in the morning. There's so many ways that you can get creative with this. And when I tell you, it's so bomb. It's so bomb. So good. So thank you so much for watching this video. There are many ways to prepare food for ourselves. There are many ways to meal prep. This is how I do it, and this is what works for me. It allows me to spend a lot less time in the kitchen every day, and I'm constantly eating fresh foods, new recipes. I'm not repeating meals all week long. And I feel really inspired to share these videos because it's like a little bit of recipes and it's things I'm genuinely eating, and I feel really excited to share them because they're really nourishing my body. I've been sharing on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, cook with me, Sabrina B on Instagram. I've been sharing that I'm doing like a cleanse. I'm like getting really clean with what I'm eating because I would eat dairy, I would eat gluten, and I would be like, oh, I would have a little tummy ache, and I'd be like, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter. But now that I've stopped and I've really taken those things out of my diet, and it's about finding what doesn't work for you. I'm learning that doesn't work for me. So by removing it, I'm noticing like, wow, I have so much better digestion, with so much more energy, and I feel better overall. So thank you so much for being on this journey with me. If you like this video, like it, share, subscribe, all the things. I need more support, so just wanna continue to always ask for what I need. Okay, te quiero mucho. Ciao.